Hello, everyone. This is the most magnificent bird, Beak, speaking to you today. And in today's video, I'm back at it with another character review. And this character review will be on Gold Mythic Easter Davie. And yes, I know I'm a little late on this character review, but this time I don't actually mind being a little late on it, because Easter is literally right around the corner, and I figured I would wait until we got a little bit closer to Easter before I actually went over Davie, but if I would have waited until after Easter, I wouldn't have done it. But since we're pretty close to Easter, I figured I would go ahead and do it now. And before we get started, I hope all of you are doing good and staying safe out there. I'm doing alright, and I'm staying safe for the most part. And yeah, we got our, what is this? Our 1 billionth copy of Davie in the game. The point is, he's been in the game a lot. I think even more so than Rick Grimes. It feels like it, which is kind of crazy if you think about it. But yeah, let's not waste any more time. Let's go ahead and jump into this character review, shall we? Easter Davie, Rebels. His trait is strong, his role is control, and his allegiance is a member of the Rebels. And let's take a look at his stats. His attack stat is 21,812. His defense 16,071. And his HP, 19,515. Let's take a look at his adrenaline rush. Carrot Chaos. The recharge rate is 66 AP. Pretty standard for most gold mythics. Attack 5 enemies for 300% damage each, plus 1 attack to each of those enemies if the primary target had 50% or more of their max AP. This fighter recovers from all debilitating status effects. So, even though he is classified as control, he's going to be doing a nice amount of damage, but obviously the damage is not the main thing about Easter Davie, as we will get into. So he is attacking 5 enemies for 300% damage each, which that's not too bad. If you're going up against a team in raids, CRW, a roadmap, that's essentially going to be the whole team. If it's, not non-walkers, human enemies, that's going to, potentially, that could be really great, honestly. Plus, 1 attack to each of those enemies if the primary target had 50% or more of their max AP, which he's going to do even more attacks, which is honestly going to be really good. And with his specialist skill, that control aspect is really going to come in. So, I've seen people say that he's pretty good, and okay, I can see where he's actually pretty good. Is he going to be the best ever? No, but he's all about that control, for sure. And he's going to be doing a decent amount of damage. Nothing wrong with that. Hey, absolutely. So I like his adrenaline rush, for sure. let's take a look at his signature move. Impaired Lancer. The initial cooldown is turn 1. The cooldown is also 1 turn. Number of uses unlimited. Impair a line of enemies for 1 turn. Make 2 attacks against that line of enemies for 250% damage, 500% total damage each. This fighter gets elusive for the rest of combat. Okay, so he's going to be impairing a line of enemies. Yeah, it is for 1 turn, but that negative, quote-unquote negative, is going to be kind of a positive because he's going to have other ways of impairing enemies. So usually the 1 turn impair, I would say, is a negative, but I don't see it as a big deal because he is going to have other ways to impair enemies. So impairing that line of enemies, depending on who's on that line, say if it's like, I don't know, Vance and Nor, if that line gets impaired, for example, in a certain situation, that's honestly going to be really great. That means, that's going to give you time to get ready to go in for the kill, essentially. Even if it's only for that 1 turn, trust, he's got neutralized too, so yeah, we'll definitely get into that. Plus, he's going to make 2 attacks against that line of enemies for 500% total damage each. Plus, he's going to get elusive for the rest of combat, so he's going to be doing a little bit more damage. Well, no, you know what? Never mind. His adrenaline rush is actually doing a little bit more damage now that I'm thinking of it, but he's still doing a decent amount of damage. 500 damage, that's not the best, but it's certainly not the worst. It's actually pretty good. And him getting elusive for the rest of combat, that's going to be really good too. Both his adrenaline rush and signature move are pretty good, I would say, absolutely. Now let's take a look at his mythic abilities. Precision. Enemy resistance are 40% lower against this enemy, against this fighter. Yep, go ahead and level it up. No need to really spend a whole lot of time talking about it. It's gonna be useful for control characters, and he's a control character, so it's going to work really well. Go ahead and level it up. Gift Bag. When attacking, 100% chance to steal 2 positive status effects from the target. Absolutely, go ahead and level that one up because you never know if Davie might need to heal and there's a opposing enemy that might have healing or halo. He's gonna, if one enemy has both halo and healing over time, or, that's gonna be 2 positive effects that he's gonna get, and that's gonna happen 100% of the time. So definitely, Gift Bag is definitely a gift. You are gonna want to go ahead and level up for Davie. Why not? Dizzying Mind. When attacking a target with less than 60% of their max AP, daze them for 1 turn. Okay, so let's see. Pretty much you have to whittle down an enemy, but if you can whittle down that enemy, Dizzying Mind actually might be worth. I think it would be worth it to go ahead and level that one up, because we know dazing certain tunes is a big deal. So even though it is for 1 turn only, Yeah, I guess it depends on the type of tunes you're coming up against, and if you have Easter Davie, Dizzying Mind actually might be pretty beneficial. So I probably would go ahead and level that one up, because even though you yeah, no, I was thinking of something, but yeah, Dizzying Mind isn't going to be bad. I kind of wish it was for 2 turns, but if you don't have any other way, of dazing enemies, and that's a real, signature moves are a real problem for you, I would go ahead and level Dizzying Mind up. Hyper Scrapper, when attacking a target with less than 50% of their max AP, this fighter gets 100% AP. Yeah, I would 100% go ahead and level this one up, because if you are gonna, when Davie is attacking a target with less than 50% of their max AP, which, say at the beginning of a fight, most of the time, there's gonna, the opposing team is not gonna have 50% AP unless somebody on the team has some kind of AP weapon, which most people might not have that. So that would work in your favor if you have Davie on your attack team or your defense team, but obviously I don't think anybody's going to be putting Davie on their defense team. He's definitely going to be more of an attacking tune, right? So yeah, Hyper Scrapper, I don't know if I think I'm saying that right, but the point is, if you're attacking a target with less than 50% of their max AP, which is going to be more than 99% of the time, especially at the beginning of the battle, he's automatically going to get 100% AP, and if you have a command on your team, he will be able to do his adrenaline rush essentially turn 1 or turn 2. So that's going to be really good. I think his weakest mythic ability is probably Dizzying Mind, only for the simple reason that you will only be able to daze an enemy for 1 turn. That's the only negative about that one, but all of them I think are worth leveling up. I do. I think so. So let's go ahead and take a look at his specialist skill, Neutralize 2. Now, is this the first time that we've had Neutralize 2? And what's the big obsession with adding a 2 to all of their specialist skills? Soon it'll be Neutralize 3. Guardian Shield 3, whatever. But anyway, let me get into it. Neutralize 2. When this fighter attacks a human target that has 50% or more adrenaline, that target will be impaired for 2 turns. Impaired fighters cannot gain AP or use adrenaline rushes. So the only difference between normal Neutralize and Neutralize 2 is the target will be impaired for 2 turns, in this case, instead of normally 1. But this is a serious question. I wonder what their obsession is with adding 2 to all of their specialist skills. Watch, they'll get tired of the 2 trend. Oh, I know how we can make it exciting. Let's add Neutralize 3. Let's add, I don't know, Crosshairs 2. I don't know if they'll go that far with it, but it's like a weird obsession. They have to add 2 to all of the specialist skills. But the point is, this is a specialist skill 2 that I actually quite like, because the enemy is going to be impaired instead of for only one turn. Excuse me. The enemy will be impaired for 2 turns instead of the 1, and that is a positive, which is great because there's more than 1 or 2 ways to impair. You know, as far as Easter Davie, there are going to be, I think there's 3 ways to impair enemies, I'm pretty sure, but we'll find out shortly. So yeah, Neutralize 2. Is this the first time we've seen Neutralize 2? If it has, or if Neutralize 2 has been around before, I don't know, let me know, because I can't quite remember. This is the first time I recall seeing Neutralize 2, but maybe Neutralize 2 has been around before, but feel free to let me know. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at his weapon. Easter Davie's Savage Umbrella. Yes, only that crazy guy, that crazy fool, will be using an umbrella. Is he Dead Rising? Is he getting that from Dead Rising? Because I'm pretty sure you can I'm pretty sure you can use an umbrella in those games. But anyway, alright. It has 40% attack, a huge bonus to AP when attacking, impair line. When dealing a critical hit, a line of enemies gets impaired for 1 turn. Improved attack damage boost. Attacks deal 35% damage and they ignore defense bonuses. So the 40% attack is, yeah, it's good. Yep, that's a good one. Huge bonus to AP when attacking, sure, yeah, why not? Impair line. When he is dealing a critical hit, a line of enemies will get impaired for 1 turn. Normally, I would... Normally, in the past, I would just, I would advise, going for healing stun and all of that, but I've kind of went away from that a little bit. I'm not going to resort back to that for this character. I think the fact that you can have Davie impair enemies, you can have him impair enemies in 3 different ways, is actually really good. And if you are looking to impair enemies with Davie as a part of the control factor in his kit, I would not take away that 3rd way of impairing enemies, so I would definitely keep that for sure. And then improved attack damage boost. Attacks deal 35% damage and they ignore defense bonuses. I would pretty much keep the weapon the way it is, and I don't know, go for 55% attack. I mean, honestly, I don't see a better way about going with the weapon, right? I mean, if you want to change something, that's entirely up to you, but I would go for 55% attack. That's the best way to go around with this weapon, for sure. And the fact that this fool is actually using an umbrella, he must have played a little bit of Dead Rising before everything hit the fan, so, because I think that's the only game that you can actually physically pick up an umbrella to kill zombies, I'm pretty sure. At least I know in Dead Rising 2. Yeah, so over here on the artwork, it looks like he's took a Easter basket. Let's see. We got a little dinosaur. We got some eggs. There looks like there might be a grenade in there. It looks like some bottles of champagne. And I don't know what that pink thing is. I don't know if that's like a knife or... You know what? No, maybe that's the handle to the bucket. That might be the handle, but Yeah, let's see. There's some eggs, a grenade in there. What the hell is that? What is that? Is that a pack of cigarettes? No, I don't know what those. I don't know what them silver things are. Are those 2 packs of cigarettes? I don't, I don't know what those are. But you have some eggs, a grenade, 2 bottles of champagne, and a dinosaur. Okay. I mean, hey, you do you, Davie. You just better be thankful that the zombie apocalypse has started, because otherwise you would be in a a mental place for mental patients. You know, honestly, Davie in general would be a perfect match for Carol in the comics, because I mean, if you know Carol from the comics, oh man, those two would ironically make a perfect match in the comics. Now, TV Carol is a completely different story, but comic Carol and Davie, you know, they would be a perfect match. Absolutely. They could be mental patient buddies. Yeah, why not? But yeah, I don't have much else to say other than, I mean, he's absolutely crazy, and it looks like Eve is I don't know if he only took that bucket or if maybe he did something else in the process. Knowing Davie, he probably did something else as well as take that bucket. So, I don't know. That's to anybody's imagination of what he might have done. Knowing him, it could be a number of things. But before I let you guys go, I have done 30 pulls on the Dynamite Stash, and I didn't really get a whole lot that was interesting. Well, you know, I got some armory, you know, laser sights, you know, stuff for the armory that is needed, and I got some Paragon mods. What is that? Defense while confused. Okay. Oh, that's actually a pretty good one. Stun resist. Okay, on a defensive character. I think I know who I could put that on, maybe. And what is this one? Ooh, attack down resistance. That one's pretty shit. I don't know. But, as you can see, I got 3 weapons. I got Cal's Vengeful Dagger, so it's mostly a defensive weapon with improved fast healing. Okay, I mean, it's not entirely bad, but it's not useful for me. And I have Protector Aaron's 9mm pistol, another defensive weapon, which I already have one of those, surprisingly. I got one from an event last year, a St. Patrick's Day event, so that's my second one. And this one, not gonna lie, I was pretty happy about getting this weapon right here, as it is a pretty hard pistol to get your hands on in this game. War Veteran Richard's pistol, 40% attack, 40 crit, improved double attack, plus crit up, revive on hit. Although, I'm thinking about changing the revive on hit for 1535. Would that be dumb of me? I don't know. I don't know, man. I'm thinking about it, but let me know if I should. I plan on using this pistol eventually on, I don't know, someone in the game, but let me know if that would be a dumb move to take the revive on hit off in favor of 1535. I'm thinking about it, but I don't know. That might be kind of dumb on my part. But feel free to let me know. I'll tell you one weapon I kind of wish I would have been able to get. There are a couple of good ones, like this one. This one, I actually have 2 of them. And what I like to do is I like to add 1535 to it and just go for 50% attack. That's a pretty good one. I already have 2 of them, and I worked my ass off pretty much going for 1535 on a second one, because I have 2 of them with the same exact 50% attack and 1535. I don't know if I would want a third one. I already have 2 of them. And this one, Luke's Vengeful Hunting Rifle, this one actually would be pretty good if you're planning on building that Telltale team with Blue Clementine. Someone could absolutely use that on that team for sure. This one, Improved Focus Stun, that's actually a pretty good one. That's not a bad one at all. I actually quite like it. This weapon, I mean, yeah, it looks cool, but is it really useful? That's up for debate. Now, this is the weapon. This is the second weapon I would have loved to have. Yes, I know it was a part of the one of the battle passes not too long ago, but I'm not giving them greedy. I'm not giving them greedy MFers my money. No, I'm done giving them my money. So it would have been cool to have this one, but oh well, it is what it is. Improved double attack plus crit up and improved 1535. That would have been a great one to have, but it is what it is. And we have Star's Vengeful Bowie Knife. Not a bad one. Pretty decent. And this one, I have one of them. I wonder, does anybody even use this weapon? I don't know. I have to say, this one is probably the worst one out of those remaining weapons. All the other... Well, no. You know what? It's kind of a tie between... You know what? I think this weapon might be a little bit better than this one. My bad. But all the rest of them are not too bad. Now, let's get back over to Psycho Easter Davie. That's pretty much all I got for you guys for today. And what are your thoughts on Gold Mythic Easter Davie? Are you planning on pulling for him? And if you have already pulled for him, how is he working out for you? Is that Neutralize 2 helping you out? And if you aren't pulling for him, why haven't you pulled for him? Let me know down in the comments. I'm not going to pull for him only because if I was going to pull for him, I would want to make sure I would want to get all 5 copies of him. Especially for somebody like him, I would definitely want all 5 copies, and that's just certainly not possible. But yeah, whatever your thoughts are on Easter Davie, and if you have any thoughts on RTS in general, or anything else in general, just feel free to let me know down in the comments. I want to thank each and every one of you for stopping by and for your continued support. Or if you're new, welcome in for the first time. All of you are very awesome, and I thank you again. And don't forget to hit the bell and switch on all notifications so you know the second I upload to YouTube. Happy Easter to all of you, just in case I don't see you all before Easter. And I am Buck Beak, and I'm gonna go fly away back to my nest. Until next time, bye guys.